I don't care what anyone says, Broncos are sweet, and I honestly thought they couldn't get any better until they came out with this. This is the 2022 Bronco Raptor, and today we're gonna check it out, and I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. I gotta say, I am hyped to finally have one of these Bronco Raptors in our studio. If you don't know, these things can be pretty hard to get. Now, if you're a fan of the Ford Bronco, there's no way you won't be a fan of the Bronco Raptor. This is absolutely the most badass Bronco that you can buy from the factory. This is basically the closest thing you can get to an Ultra 4 rig, but still being street legal and still being daily drivable. Now, I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions of what the differences are with the Braptor compared to a normal Bronco, and we're about to hop right on into that. We're going to start off with the exterior here. As you can see, we have some massive fender flares on the Bronco Raptor, and these will only come on the Raptor. Now, these are huge because it's going to open up a lot of room for clearance, either a bigger wheel, or even when you're out on the trail, you shouldn't end up getting caught up on anything with this big of a fender flare. And while we're at the fenders, let's look at these tires. The Bronco Raptor is going to come with 37s from the factory. Now, this is huge. After we upgraded to 37s on our base model Bronco, it made such a difference. So the fact that these are going to come from factory is a very big win in my book. As you can see on this model, it'll come with specially designed Fox shocks for the front and the rear. This will allow for 14 inches of travel up front and almost 13 inches of travel in the rear. Besides the suspension, something you really won't be able to see on camera is the fact that they add chassis reinforcements to the Raptor so it can be as strong as possible and perform to the best of its ability. Moving on to the engine bay, we now have a 3.0 in here, and of course it's equipped with twin turbos, and it makes about 418 horsepower and 415 foot-pounds of torque. Now, this is a huge jump from the 2.3 and the 2.7 liter, considering the 2.7 liter only made about 330 and the 2.3 made about 300. Behind this powerful engine is the automatic 10-speed, which I have no complaints there because it's a pretty stout transmission and it's proven to be reliable. Before we take this beast out for a test drive, I want to go over some of the interior features because I'm super happy with what they did with it. We'll start off with the steering wheel here. It's a leather steering wheel with red stitching, a red stripe in the middle, and it also has the Raptor logo at the bottom. And I'll tell you what, this steering wheel feels absolutely great and it looks great too. Besides the steering wheel, take a look at the seats as well. They have the Raptor logo stitched into the top of them, and they honestly feel super comfy, and the bolsters are nice, and it gives you a more planted feeling when sitting in the driver's seat. Besides that, we also have some orange seat belts to match the exterior color, and we also have some red bits throughout the interior. And the biggest thing besides the seats and the steering wheel is the dash actually. It's got a completely different look to it, but it's still digital, which I love. But now that we've taken a good look at the Raptor, let's take it out and drive it and see how it performs. All right, so we are pulling out of the parking lot in the Raptor right now. And already just pulling out of the parking lot, man, this thing is super comfortable. Really have no complaints so far. I was messing around with some of the settings while we were still at the studio, and it's actually got a pretty cool exhaust on it. It looks like that there's a valve in it, and you can actually control how loud you want it to be by switching through the different modes. Now there's a, looks like a sport mode, and then there is a Baja mode too, but that says it's for off-road use only, and we are on the street, so we're not gonna use that right now. But I do have it in the sport mode right now, and it sounds amazing. Just even for a stock exhaust, it sounds so good. Now, it is a little wet out today, so unfortunately I can't go too hard with driving this thing just to be on the safe side. But man, this thing feels great. It is cornering well. Everything just feels so planted. Even took that turn a little quick there, and it feels so planted to the road. Now, if you guys don't know, our Bronco did start off as a base model. So jumping from a base model to the Braptor, absolutely insane difference. It's almost night and day, honestly. Get a little bit of gas here. Oh my God, yeah, that's fast. For an off-road rig, this thing is amazing on the road. We just took that turn pretty quick there, and I mean, didn't even budge on losing traction. So we got a straight road here that's pretty empty. So I say let's go ahead and see how this thing does on a launch. Yeah, it's pretty quick. I will say that that new engine in here really does the job. Oh my gosh, yeah, 0 to 60, super fast. Even though it's a little wet out, we had a little bit of spinning, but not that much for it being wet outside. And I gotta say, man, this transmission, butter smooth. It shifts so nicely. I mean, this whole Bronco is just so nice, especially coming from a base model. It's insane. I wish we did have like a close off-road park nearby so we could really see how this thing does in its natural habitat, but unfortunately we won't be able to do that today. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in the future though. We're gonna start wrapping it up here, but overall, I gotta say, I am so thrilled with the Bronco Raptor. It is truly a great machine. It handles good, it's got enough power, it's got the luxuries. I mean, this thing is super, super comfortable for being such an off-road machine. And I just gotta say, I'm absolutely in love with the Bronco Raptor. If you have a chance to be able to get in one, test drive it, or even just be around one and check it out, I highly suggest you do so because you won't be disappointed. Well, we're back from the test drive, and after that test drive, I gotta say, I have fully fallen in love with the Bronco Raptor. I mean, this thing is an all-around perfect machine. You can go take it to get groceries, or you can go on an off-road park on the weekend, or if you just want to drive spiritedly on some back roads, you can do it in the Bronco Raptor. Now, if you ever get a chance to check one of these out in person, definitely do so. You will not regret it. Now, it is time to drop a gear and disappear. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need any off-road parts, click the link down below in our description.